Little flower cat bows. Yard guardian diary. In the yard of my grandpa's house, there lives a soft little tabby cat. Everyone calls her Meebo. She has a coat of orange and white hair, like a layer of sun-dried cotton wrapped in it. Her belly and paws are snow white. When she runs, her hair gently rustles like a moving little ball of fur. Meebo's eyes are particularly bright. During the day, they are round and amber in color, and at night, they turn into thin, crescent-shaped ones. She can also clearly see the little bugs hidden under the grass leaves in the yard. Her movements are also very agile. With a light leap, she can jump onto the windowsill. Even her grandpa said, "Our Meebo is the little smart kid in the yard." That early morning, Meebo had just rolled around on the threshing ground in the yard when he heard the anxious chirping sounds. It was the chirping of a little sparrow. Its favorite pebble used to sharpen its beak had fallen into the crack of the brick and couldn't be pecked out no matter how hard it tried. It was so anxious that it was spinning around on the brick. Meebo hurried over, gently pried away the soil at the edge of the brick joint with his snow-white little paws, and then carefully pushed out the small stone with his nose. Shoo-Shoo picked up a small pebble in her mouth and flapped her wings at Meebo. "Thank you, Meebo. Your little paws are more useful than my mouth." I finally found the little pebble. In the morning, as the sun gradually rose higher, Duardwo, a little girl from the neighbor's house, came to the yard to play with building blocks. Accidentally, she dropped her favorite bare building blocks into the pile of firewood. The firewood was piled up in a mess and deep. Duardwo reached for it for a long time, but not only couldn't find it, she also smeared her hands with dust and almost burst into tears. When Meebo saw this, she squeezed into the gap of the firewood pile. Her body was small enough to move freely among the firewood. It wasn't long before Meebo came out with a little bare building block in his mouth and gently placed it in front of Duo. Duardwo held the building blocks, stroking Meebo's head and smiling. "Meebo, you are so amazing. Better at finding things than my little shovel. The little bear is finally back." At noon, Grandpa was drying corn in the yard when suddenly he noticed several little mice secretly gnawing on the corn cobs. Grandpa was just about to drive with the bamboo pole when Meebo had already bent over, his tail swaying slightly as if he was getting ready to strike. She quietly walked around behind the mouse and, with a light leap, scared the mouse into running round in all directions. It never dared to approach the corn pile again. Grandpa smiled and handed a small dried fish to Meebo, saying, "Our Meebo is such a good helper. It's even more useful than a bamboo pole. The corn will never be eaten again." Meebo was holding a dried small fish in her mouth. Lying in the sun and eating slowly, her eyes narrowing into small crescent moons. In the afternoon, dark clouds suddenly drifted from the sky, and it seemed that it was about to rain. Meebo remembered the little ant nest in the corner of the yard. If the rainwater flooded into the nest, the little ants would be in trouble. She hurriedly ran to the ant nest, used her paws to scrape the soil beside it to the edge of the nest, and piled it up to form a small soil slope to block the possible rain that might flow in. Just as it was piled up, raindrops began to fall with a drip, drip sound. The little ants poked their heads out of their nests and shook their antennae at Me Bao, as if saying, "Thank you, Me Bao." Me Bao squatted beside and watched for a while before slowly hiding under the eaves of the house. In the evening, the setting sun died. The courtyard orange-red Meebo was lying in Duo's arms, surrounded by Shoo, who landed on Duo's shoulder, Grandpa sitting beside her peeling beans, and the little ant that had sneaked out walking slowly at her feet. Duo combed Meebo's hair and whispered, "Meebo helped so many people today. You are truly a little hero in the yard." Meebo rubbed Duo's hand and made a gurgle sound, as if saying, "I'm very happy to be able to help everyone." When the moon rose, Meebo was already fast asleep at her grandpa's feet, her soft body curled up into a ball like a tiny orange and white fur ball. The yard is quiet, with only the rustling sound of the evening breeze brushing against the leaves. Thanks to Meebo, this small yard has become increasingly lively and reassuring. Such days are sweeter than dried fish and more beautiful than soft hair.